Let's see.
Oh, now I gotta clear my throat. Maybe now's better than later.
Yeah.
I should have taken a drink.
Okay, I have an ad, but our computers aren't flipping over, and you don't have an ad on the...
We'll wait to
there
be
we go.
safe.
Okay, we're good.
Are we?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, friends. Happy Wednesday, Friends Day. I hope you're having a good day today. Emily's here with me today.
Hello.
And I'm going to do a quick show and tell, and we'll get right to the painting. So I wanted to mention that the hummingbird, Bonita Gentry sent in her beautiful photograph that I used as a reference photo. That's posting Sunday, March 13th, 2022. The painting's already at the gallery, so I can't show it to you. And then this one's not posting. I'm calling it Daisy Dance. It's not posting until Friday, March 25th, 2022. But I'm going to take it to the gallery, so I thought I would show you now before it disappears. I'm going to put it in a white frame. Emmy, would you set that like on the chair or something? Okay, I'm going to grab the phone, and we're going to do a flyover, and we're going to work on my art table today.
The chord dance.
Yeah, and then over. It's amazing. Practice makes perfect sometimes. Do you like how I said sometimes? Boy, that's pretty good.
Hang on, Chase is calling me.
Okay, yeah, I'll do the tape. I can. And I'm having a little trouble with the grips on the cell phone.
Hello.
All right, guys, sorry about that. Chase knows he shows up in the live, so there must be something he needs to talk to Emily about. Sorry about the wiggling. I have a table next to my art table, plus my art table wiggles. I'm going to slide this down a bit, it looks like. Well, here, wait a minute. Maybe I can just tilt it a little. Does that make anybody seasick? Yeah, I don't like that so much. Let's scooch. So we had rain. I always talk about the weather, but we had rain and then snow. We had like a 1/4 inch of rain and not a lot of snow, but it's like, thank you. It was so dry here. Hopefully you all are doing well where you are. It definitely must be something serious. I can hear her talking. Okay, so we are painting this water lily. I got the photo on Pixabay. The reference is in the video description. Hey, Angela. Hey, Bonita. Hey, Suzanne. I could see on my iPad out of the corner of my eye that people were popping in. So nice to have you guys here. It's been so fun to connect with you. The traceable's on my website, annietroe.com. I have it 6x8, but you can scale it to any size you want. So when you go to my website, hover over classes with your mouse, and then there's a drop-down menu. It's under more traceables, but I have links under any of those classes pages. Okay, and then I got started a little bit because I didn't want to use the hair dryer, and I'm going to sit down so hopefully you don't hear too much microphone noise. I wrote the word love on the canvas panel from Michaels, and then I painted over it. Okay. So I had this palette already going for another painting. So that's Prussian blue. I never know if that's focusing. Quinacridone magenta, one of my favorite colors. Yellow orange azo is another one of my favorite painting colors. This time I use cadmium yellow medium hue. I don't have Mars black, titanium white. I always do that because I store it upside down. Okay. And then what I like too is the Prussian blue makes a really pretty grassy green that isn't quite so out of the tube green. If I buy green, I pretty much buy Hooker's green. I really like that one, but I mix greens quite a bit. Oh, and I do have a lime green that's kind of fun once in a while because it's just a convenience color. I think that one's really fun. Okay, that's more than we needed to talk about. So then I just took a smidge of yellow and some Prussian blue and made a blue-green. And I took a 1-inch flat brush and just went back and forth. Added a little white to get better coverage. And then I dried it with a hairdryer. And then so I'm going to take some matte medium. And we're going to paint the lily pads. So one thing you could do, I used the traceable for the next step. But I didn't trace on this lily pad. You might want to trace on at least that one if you want your stem to tuck behind it. And I'll show you what I did in a minute. Okay. Oh, I see you guys chatting. I'm glad you're hanging out. Keeping my hostess must have a problem at home. Oh, that stinks. We'll have to ask her. I don't know if it's something she can talk about. All right, so I'm going to take a little matte medium and a little bit of my green. I just mixed it with Prussian blue and yellow. The difference between these two is just this has more blue and this has more yellow. And I'm using the matte medium so I can thin it out. You could use water. I think water's fine, but matte medium's guaranteed not to, I don't know, that some people say the paint could flake off or I don't know, crack or something. I really have never had that happen. Okay, so I'm just going to paint fried egg ovals. And hopefully you can see that. This is a pretty dark painting. Oops, I'm going to scoop some of that off because I've got like a little lump of old paint or something right there. So you can always go darker, so I kind of like you could call this glazing. It is glazing. I like to sneak up on my values. We're just going to hint at lily pads and see what we think as we go along.
I'm sorry, Chase says our apartment fire alarm is going off.
Oh, is it okay if I tell people what's going on?
He's trying to get the girls in the carrier.
Oh, so Emily and Chase is building the fire alarms going off, and he's trying to get their cats in the carrier. I mean, I knew it had to be something upsetting because he knows we go live. Oh, and I bet the cats won't go in the carrier because the scary alarm sound. Well, we can just do the live with us. I just saw Bonita's making pot holders today. I'll try to pop my head into the chat once in a while. We'll see how it goes. Honey, if you need to go, you can go.
I'm gonna see.
I can do this by myself. I've already started. I don't need you.
Yeah,
I bet Chase is upset.
Yeah, well, and Maya does not like to be picked up at all. Like she'll lay with us and she cuddles, but she doesn't like to be.
I don't think if you want to be.
What?
If you want to be mic'd, you're not. Oh, you are mic'd.
I am.
Never mind. Sorry.
I grabbed it.
Sorry.
I'm gonna ask him if he wants me to come home, but he checked the hall and he didn't see anything or smell anything that he could tell. But I didn't see an email, because they'll test them, but usually they send us an email out saying that they will. And I didn't see an email come through. So Meg's easy to get in, because she doesn't fit that great in the carrier, because she's so fluffy, but she's easy to get in, whereas Maya doesn't
and the noise
like
is
to be picked up.
Scaring her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, I'm glad you answered. I mean, he knows when we go live. So.
Well, he FaceTimed me, and I thought maybe he just didn't realize the time, and I hung up on his FaceTime, but then he called me, so I knew if he was double calling, I was like, uh-oh, something's happening.
So I've got a little browner puddle here. I'm just going to mix it up just to change colors. And I like that I get some lighter right here. I feel rude talking over your issue at home, honey. I'm like, oh, I think I'll put one. So you can follow the circles I have on the traceable, or you can, I'm not going to follow them. I'm just going to kind of just scrub them here. I don't know if you can see them very well. I'm going to pick this up for a second. So I'm trying to simplify a little bit from the reference photo. Oops. I'm going to grab some matte medium. I might have to, I've got too much paint on my brush. So offload your brush, grab some matte medium. Kind of scrub it out. And this is where, I don't always, but if you work dark to light, it can help you because it's going to dry darker. I'm just thinking ovals, fried eggs, hard-boiled eggs. They're kind of skinny.
They're very eggy.
And I can't stop playing. And they don't have to be perfect because I'm going to put notches in them. Might need a little more matte medium. Oop. Oh, I don't know if I showed you the matte medium. You can use gloss medium. Sometimes it's called extender. I like the matte because only when it dries, it's the same shininess as my painting underneath. The gloss isn't that big a deal. I just, then it'll catch glare and I get grumpy about it. So I like it when it's all drying the same, I was going to say value, the same shininess. Can I feel you thinking, Emily?
Yeah, you can feel me thinking.
Should I ask or just be quiet?
Or I was just asking Chase if I should come home. And he says they think we're good. So I don't know if he talked to apartment people.
Oh, maybe. Well, that's scary.
I know. We've had a slight eventful last 2 days.
Oh, yeah, my easel dry. Oh, I'm sorry, what did you say, the last 2 days?
Or just like last night and today, because our internet dropped at noon, and then Chase works from home, and or he really, or I guess I'm saying, because he has to get into a server, obviously, so he needs like internet for that, and then we didn't have internet, so he went to his parents for a little bit just to like join a meeting and send off some stuff fast, and then he came back home, and then now today we have the the fire alarm going off.
These got quite dark after I was worried about them. Yeah, sorry, honey, I didn't mean to.
No.
I just tried to remember, we've got people with us. Yeah, it has been bumpy. I thought for a little bit you might come over here.
I know.
Whatever works.
He hotspotted for a call, and then I think there was one thing he needed to send off, so he just went to his parents' house for like 15 minutes, sent it off kind of thing.
Yeah. So the reason I'm painting these oval is because we're looking at the side of the flower. And there's quite a few. I mean, you could get a lot of detail. The brown is actually the lily. Oh, I just hit that with paint. The brown is actually lily pads, and they're more oval than I'm painting them. But then, these aren't so oval. So I'm not sure about the perspective in the photo, but it gives you a hint of how to paint them. It's really nice when you have a reference photo because you're like, oh. Because I kind of made this one too fat, but I think it'll be okay. Do I need another one? I'm doing this. So I've got, we're going to Rachel Ray it, as Emily called it one day. We're going to, after I show you how to do these, we're going to pop over to this one, and you can tell that I'm painting them in slightly different spots. But that way I don't have to use the hair dryer and speed things up a little bit. Because, you can paint back and forth from blue to a blue-green. Really, now that you've seen me do a couple of these, you don't need to see me do them all. And if they dry too dark, you just add more paint. My voice is kind of rough today. That helped. Oops.
Yeah, I don't know if someone went around to the apartments and knocked, or if Chase went outside, but he said he could not get Maya in the carrier. And he says his sweatshirt is covered in her hair. Because usually we go to, like, if we do the vet,
Takes two of you to tango with Maya.
oh, and he says he can't even find Meng. So, like, he's not even, like, probably worried about anything else. He just wants the girls out of the apartment.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
You can't replace the girls.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're twins when they're complete opposites. Well, I did look at the chat a little bit, but I thought it's more important that I keep painting. Should I stick one in here maybe? Or one right here? Have a little bit of water. I think the ones on the edges are harder. Because I think for me it's easier to do one right in the main part of the painting. Because I'm not running off the edge and trying to paint too. Okay, so we can lighten this one up. We'll put a little of that brownish color I was afraid of, brownish greenish. And see, that scares me because it's so much. So I just grab a little matte medium, and I think it'll be totally fine. It's going to dry darker and give it kind of an edge. And I'm just varying the color inside of the... Oh, I forgot. I put a notch on the other one. You could put like a little... I'm going to grab a different brush. It's kind of pretty blue color. Pretty much blue. We could put a little notch. Oh, that's too dark. So should I look up at the chat, honey? I mean, it's totally okay that you're not. I mean, there's no...
Let's see here.
So that color's pretty close. It might dry to the right color. I mean, I can totally, if you just want to go or tell me like, Mom, I'm gonna pay attention.
Well, did you see that? I see that Bonita says she's making pot holders.
Oh, I thought I did say it, but I don't know if I said it out loud.
Oh, okay. Well, you might have, and that might have, I don't know how long ago that was. That might have been when I was out of the room.
I wonder if they're the kind, like, you have that little, I'll call it a kid loom, where you just weave them in a square with the fabric loops. Mm-hmm. You know, the kid kit. I doubt hers are like that.
You loved that way more than I did.
Well, they end up being pretty. I still have some on my table. They end up being pretty decent pot holders.
Yeah, but I think I made like 2. And then you made probably every one that we still have in the house.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
I would think.
Yeah. I made them maybe afterwards. So I don't really have the light source is coming from the right. But I'm not too worried on these lily pads because they're pretty much facing up towards the sun. So my sun's over here.
And then I see, or this might have been right after. So Angela says that she's working on lavender fields today.
Ooh, no, I didn't see that. Yeah, I think the last thing I saw was Bonita, but I didn't see like everything because I just would peek and then start talking and painting again. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have I love lavender. That's like I think that's one of those like sleepy smells, isn't it? Like when you they put like lavender and...
You couldn't see me, but I just smelled my hand. I like lavender lotion.
But Bonita says that she visited a fairly new lavender farm in South Indiana last summer. Such a beautiful flower.
I've never painted lily pads before. I've not painted lavender.
No, and then Angela says that the tutorial she's following for the lavender fields is from the Art Sherpa, and she says, so sorry, no, it is not rude to mention. She mentioned that it's Art Sherpas.
No, it's fine. If you post a painting in the Facebook group, and if you want, you can link to the tutorial because other people are going to want to know anyway, and I'll save them from having to message you. You know, save them a step.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just don't. The only thing about the group right now is I just don't. I'm not advertising. I just don't want a bunch of, ads in it. I guess is. I always try to say it more clearly, and I just don't want a bunch of ads in it. But totally. I mean, everybody. I watch other people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've talked. Well, I think
I posted the Art Sherpa's gallery thing. Sorry, honey. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, and then you posted that one other more podcasty type person.
Was that the Streamline Art or whatever that was? Yeah, Eric Rhodes. I can never remember
Well, even though our fire alarm is going off, Chase still has time to stop in and leave his usual $9.99 in the goat emoji in the chat.
Okay, I'm gonna yell at you, Chase. Take care of the girls. I'm sure he is taking care of the girls. I'm sure
Well, I just asked him if it was still going off. And
I'm
he
sure
said
it's
no.
better. So. Yeah. Thank you, Chase. I'm so sorry for your troubles this morning.
Yeah, I'm like trying to read and my brain isn't working. Cause now
I can tell.
My brain has left the station and is gone, and I don't know. She may come back. I'm just gonna try and read in my head, and then I'll read aloud slowly.
Okay. Yeah, Emily's left the building. Well, you're with your loved ones, honey. I'm not your loved one.
Yeah, I abandoned you so fast. She just called twice, and I was like, bye.
That makes me laugh. And I really, I mean, people are going to go, oh, don't say that. I'm like, oh, Emily so knows I don't mean it. So all I'm doing is just adding some interest. You don't have to play with these this much.
Well, I also think
Little Matt
back to the, if you're following like Not Nanny tutorial and you posted in the...
Oh, yeah, back to business.
I think it would be nice because I would want to, just like, what I love to see is like your paintings and then someone else's version of it.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
So I would want to see the original that somebody did, whatever other YouTuber, or I don't know if there's like online blog people anymore that would do something like that, but I would want to see someone else's version and then see what that is in comparison to yours. So that'd be, yeah, I would want to see the tutorial too.
Well, and Hema, who's new to the group, has a YouTube channel, and you can watch her paintings. I mentioned it was in a comment, so it gets buried.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's more than welcome every once in a while. I just, it's weird because where's the line between advertising and conversation? That's a tough one. I mean, she was posting lots of times, watch my tutorial, watch my tutorial. I might go, hey, this is just pretty much a chat group, not an advertising group.
Mm-hmm.
But, totally okay to... I'm talking, so I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing here. So I'm just kind of thinking light on the right. And then sometimes I just pull it across. And then I offload. Did you have something else to say?
Oh, just that Angela says she still has pot holders that her daughter made from one of the loom type deals when she was 6, and she still uses them.
Yeah.
Yeah, ours are, I mean, I was little when we made ours.
Yeah.
Like, 8.
The ones I have don't wash very well. They bleed bad.
Oh, I bet.
So they're pretty grungy.
a little crusty.
Well, we don't spill on them very often. But
they're just to save the table. So they're sitting on something that's in something. But
yeah. I've thrown a few away. Well, that's why I made some more. I don't know how many years ago, but I threw some away and then.
So let's see. I'm just gonna, since I was not here to welcome everybody, I'm just gonna do a generic, like, here's everyone I see in the chat. So we have Angela Bonita, Suzanne, Teresa Miller. Let's see here. We have Cindy W. Let's see. Chase popped in, but he's probably working again. Oh, and we have Tammy H.
Hi guys.
So we got a lot of people hanging with us.
Thank you for coming. I think this will be a pretty popular one, like the chick.
I think you showed me one of the Rachel Ray steps. I don't know if it was the one you already flashed. Yeah.
Yeah. That's coming up in a minute.
I was like, oh, I love the lily pads. I love those.
Well, it's always safe to go darker, and I can lighten them up even later. I can hear my little ladybug sun thing moving.
Oh yeah, he's just going a little bit, not too much.
I think I'm doing these lily pads better. There is definitely a thing about painting something more than once. And this is the first time I've painted any of this. Well, this was the first time I've painted any of this. And you kind of just, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a little more confidence too. It's like, oh, I've done this. I kind of know what I'm doing. We'll see what happens when I get to the flower, because I haven't painted that one at all. So I'm going to take number 1 simply. Oh, that was a number, I forgot. Number 12, Royal and Langnickel Filbert. Oh, and I wanted to show you, I have this sitting out. These are both number 12 from the same company. And can you see how this one is skinnier? And it might even be here. Let me line them up. It might be a smidge longer. And then this one's fatter, both in width and in bristles. So, I mean, they're close. They're plenty close enough. And I'm not trashing on Royal and Lane Nickel. I'm just saying brushes really vary.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're handmade. I mean, I think they still got to like stick. I don't know if a machine can stick them in there. And
I don't know.
I don't know how they're made.
Is that is that synthetic or real hair?
Oh gosh, they're for acrylic. They're synthetic. Oh, they're not real hair. So real hair.
Are those for watercolor?
You could. You totally could.
Okay.
Real hair bristles really soak up the paint. I've never actually tried it with acrylic, but I've heard it's not good. If someone knows about that, they can leave it in the comments or post it in the chat. I think the Sherpa might use a real, like, hog hair, but I don't know. It might be synthetic. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the straight up Prussian blue and add a little depth to my lily pads and some dents. Depth and dents. And then I also might, like, drag down some, you like that depth and dents? And drag down some shadowing or something. I might like this one better. It's a little brighter background. It turned out brighter this morning when I painted it.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to paint the background live, but I'm like, oh, this might take me a minute. And then try to just skip. I didn't skip so much there. Here, let's do this. Oh, I just lost some paint from my brush handle. Not sticking. I don't know if I can see it on the video. Oh.
I see the itty flake. That's like
That's a Simply Simmons. Maybe it's something else. Because the paint isn't coming off of that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just, I think it's your palette knife tutorial, or like how to use a palette knife. It's like a hair, I think a freckle hair or some kind of fuzz like flies on, and you take literally I think like 2 minutes of the video trying to peel it off or like you thought you got it off and then it like had swirled around and come back on. Yeah. Tammy H says that she also has pot holders from a loom that she made when she was 6 or 7 that her mom had. Or that she had gotten from her mom once she had passed, and she still uses those.
Wow.
So those hold up.
Probably better than the kit we bought.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not like they're bad. They just bleed when I wash them.
Yeah.
Which really, I guess I don't care. I mean, I'm just going to stick a pot on it. So I'm being kind of more timid. I was more bold with this. Maybe we just need to get a little more... We could also add some depth up on the actual lily pad. You know, add like an inner, here, I'll just do it. I always talk about it because I'm not going to do it, and then I'm like, I should just show you. So I'm cleaning out my brush. I could switch, but... So grab a little of our, hopefully that's on in frame. We could add like a little
all of your palettes in frame.
Okay. So one thing I do is I put the paint down where I want it darkest, and then sometimes I offload my brush, and I kind of just scumble it out. That's a little bit more like watercolor. That may or may not give it an edge. To see how it actually looks. It's not really spreading anymore, so I think we're going to call it, oh, there's a little bit. Call it good. I don't know if you can see that because the values are so close. I need to move along, get on to the good stuff.
Yeah, it is $12.29. Oh, we didn't talk about, is there a...
I have a couple announcements.
Okay. So whenever you're...
All right, let me hurry up. I'm kind of, I don't know, like, if you guys can tell, but like I'm dodging my phone. If I do funny hand movements, I'm just trying to look around my phone. I kind of want, maybe like, let me get a little water, a little blue green. Ooh, scared me. now I'm scared. Grab some matte medium. There we go. I don't know, I just kind of wanted a... That wasn't even the right color. I have to leave that alone. All right, I'm tempted to stop here because I think you get the idea rather than finish. But then I'm like, I paint one more. Oh, and then let's paint one more. Like, got a dent there. I'm trying to think random.
Yeah, because guess what?
Uh-oh.
It's everywhere.
I'm going to put it here.
It's nowhere.
So I just make a little parenthesis shape. And it'll optically here. Now, if I really wanted to...
Oh, yeah, I like that. Just
That-
the little... He
little
has a little
notch.
fold.
They have like little notches.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll do a commercial and we'll switch to the one that's already baked. All right, does that... I can hold it up, but it doesn't get much closer to getting framed. There's a screenshot. And then we'll do another one. So the lily pads are in different spots, but you could just follow my traceable if you wanted. Because see, I'm gonna have to tuck mine kind of short, or I could bring some blue back in and negative paint around this lily pad. Okay, I just want to take a quick moment to let you guys know that I am working on a bee butt painting. And I'm going to do a traceable. I don't have the traceable yet. But in the Facebook group, the link to the Facebook group is in this video's description. I got a request for a bee butt, and I want to make sure I'm safe and copyright free, so I put it on a... That's just the same thing. I just painted it a little differently. I was talking about copyright. I just want to make sure I'm safe, so I put it on a coneflower. I think this is a coneflower that hasn't totally opened. Not totally sure. I have a reference photo for it. And so that's going to come up. I think we'll paint it live in 2 weeks. Here's the reference photo. So I took a bee from one photo that's copyright free, and this is a copyright free photo, and I put them together in Photoshop. So that's why it looks a little funny. Plus I traced over it with red pen. And then I just wanted to thank Matt B. He bought the little flower field I painted live. Thank you so much, Matt. And he sent a tip through Venmo. So that totally made my day. Thank you so much, Matt B. And then next week's live is what's on the easel. So that's the end of my commercials. My announcements. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, what size was this canvas?
Oh, the bee?
No, this, the one you're currently working on.
Oh, it's 6x8. I never said.
Okay. I didn't, you may have said.
No, but
Okay.
it is here, but I never said. It does say on the traceable.
Cindy W. was just wondering.
Oh gosh, that's a great question. I did not say. We had a little fire emergency.
I did.
I got a little, I was like, I mean, it was totally fine, Emily, if you ever did need to go. It was kind of good to know, you know?
Yeah, I don't know if someone came around the apartment or Chase made it all the way outside without the girls and saw somebody, but they thought that
I won't do that.
I can't remember what word Chase used, but for some reason, something just set it off, but it wasn't like a fire set it off kind of thing. So, that's good.
It's good. I'm going to mix a little yellow, more yellow, make a yellower green, maybe even add a pinch of white. And I was, for a minute there, thinking about extending my lily pad and then maybe cutting it off. But I think I'm going to leave it and we'll just see if we can make this work.
Did somebody request a lily or did you just decide to paint one?
I think I just decided to paint one. It wasn't on my list. Well, it was on a different list.
You have a couple lists.
I have a lot of lists. I think it was Annie Cheryl, aka Annie, who requested a parrot. I think I found the parrot. Part of it is finding the photo, and you know.
Well, the lilies, even though I don't know when they come out, what time of year? Probably summer.
Yeah, I picture
But
them
it
on
does
ponds.
feel like very intro to spring. I like it.
Yeah. Well,
And it's something different. Like, I feel like I don't know if you've really ever done much watery.
no, I've never done water, never done a lily
Yeah.
pad, never. I have like, I want to do waves and I just, part of it is like I live in Nebraska and I'm selfish and I want to paint things that I'll sell.
Yeah.
So,
Somebody posted a really good wave painting in the group too.
Yeah, that
I can't remember how, that was a while ago, so I wonder if it would be a bit to dig. But that was
really good.
I really liked that one.
I thought I might do like I did with the clouds, where I had never really painted clouds like that before, and just wing it and paint it and make it a video. Sometimes it's better when you just... So that sounds maybe, I don't know what that sounds like, but after a while, like I could do portraits of people. I would need to practice skin tones. I don't know how to make skin tones. Well, I know the basics, but I would need to practice it.
Yeah.
But after, it's shapes. You know, the head's kind of an oval. Maybe they have a square chin. Eyes are pretty much in the middle of your head. I mean, it's kind of like a lily pad. It's harder. But I ended up bringing that out a little bit. But eventually it's all shapes and values, which may sound really weird until you get, I don't know to what point. I just sort of, all of a sudden you go, oh, I could probably paint that. Color matching if you like realism. Well, maybe not matching, but color. I mean, I don't know. I'm taking all that back. You could do it.
Yeah, I think one of the hardest things to mix is skin tones, especially with acrylic because it dries typically a little different. So like you kind of think you have it and then it dries just a shade different, or
you could glaze just like I am right now. Yeah, I mean, you're right, sweetie.
I was never one for being good at skin tones.
I don't do portraits because it's literally all commission work.
Yeah, true. True.
And then they don't like how they look. Pets don't complain about that. Sometimes a pet owner will. But pets are not too upset if they have one gray whisker or, you know. I'm just lightening that up so then I can make contrast against the stem. Okay, I need to move here. Keep them moving. Let's see, my light's coming from my other side. I should, I don't know if this will be in frame. I'm going to stick my kneaded eraser over here for my son. So I went darker over here. I'm still thinking about you and your cats. I'm glad that everything's okay.
I know, my brain's still half not here.
That's okay.
But I feel better about Chase's inside. He said he fed the girls treats after traumatizing them, trying to shove them in the cat carriers. Well, he said he couldn't even find Meg, so he was really just traumatizing Maya.
Yeah.
But usually it takes two of us, kind of like Freckle. It takes two of us. Like I hold the cat carrier, and since Chase is the only one that she even lets remotely pick up, he usually dumps her in there or dumps her in their head first, so it takes her a little bit to like turn around, and then by the time I have it closed and zipped. But the entire time she is in the carrier, she is like trying to fight her way out of the carrier.
She's a fighter.
Yeah, like she'll literally like shove, because we just have like, we don't have the hard case ones. They literally just look like duffel bags, I guess. Would be the best way to describe it. So like she literally like tips it over and like tries to like shove her body through all the like mesh that's not on there. But
okay, I need to mix some pinks. Yeah, well, it's good he's been picking her up.
yeah,
Keep working on her.
I know. I was like, we should really train her better. After this, I feel like we need to start training her to get into a carrier.
Yeah.
Or at least like be able, the carrier is not a horrible thing or something. I don't know.
No, I say yes, but well, I can do freckles now. I finally figured out how to do it.
Yeah, well, I
have a stiff carrier, so that I can wedge it and then drop her in her backwards, rear first.
I think maybe once we're out of an apartment, we'll do stiff carriers. Also, because they got bigger. So Maya fits in the carrier, but like with Mango and all her fluff, like she can barely turn around in the carrier. The ones they're like the duffel baggy type we have.
So I'm just taking my quinacridone and some white. I'm going to make a couple puddles. Actually, that got darker. Let's put some of that over here. Yeah, a lot of stuff happens in life, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Well, then my one ear's clogged.
I actually forgot about your plugged ear.
I know. I keep forgetting about, or right there, I forgot about my plugged ear until I tried to answer the phone, and I put it on that side.
So I'm just making a warmer pink and a cooler pink.
What have you been mixing? I wasn't paying attention.
Oh,
I guess.
quinacridone with white and quinacridone
Okay.
white and yellow. I just have them on each side of the quinacridone. I'm trying to decide what brush I want to use. I could go small, but that'll make it take more time. I lean towards small and, well, that's not true. I've been pushing myself more to loosen up. You know, I don't know that I need to lighten this up. I could just, when it dries, like tomorrow, I could just wash it off. Because I painted the background yesterday where I live, and then the conditions in my studio, it'll be dry enough that I won't lift off the background. Maybe I'll grab a slightly smaller brush. This one's kind of funny. It's almost like a cat's tongue. Number 8, Royal and Langnickel. I've got a Royal and Langnickel day going. Okay, so where's my reference photo? It's pretty light. And then you can mute your pink down if you don't want it, you know, Pepto-Bismol pink. I might mix one more puddle here. I'm running out of clean angles on my white. I'm not the most efficient at palette management, especially when I have a little plate going.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the little plates for storage. I've got a stack of 3 of them over there on my top of my pastel cart.
I know we've mentioned a Stay Wet palette, but I have no idea what that even looks like.
They're usually rectangle. They have like a foam or some sort of pad in the bottom that you get wet.
I know you said that they're quite big.
Well, I know.
Or they can
They're
get
bigger
big.
than, I think they're bigger than this.
Okay.
But I don't know. Maybe there are small little ones. I really don't know.
Oh, okay.
Did you
Kinda looks
Google
like
it?
Yeah, it kind of looks like a doctor tray.
Yeah, a little
like
bit.
like whatever they lay the like scalpel, like all the whatever doctor tools on, or like the dentist tray.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then you put a lid on it.
Oh yeah, that one's kind of big.
But I don't know if I'm going to like that brush.
Interesting.
I think it has like a, you know how I have the disposable palette that's kind of like thick wax paper, white wax paper. I think it has, you put that on top of the sponge, the wet sponge. You could kind of make one with wet paper towels in a box.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. Yeah. You just like you say when you spray the little guy, just like a terrarium, basically.
Yeah, same thing. Mine's just smaller.
Oh yeah, it looks like you just make one out of Tupperware almost.
Yeah, you really could. Maybe I'll just turn it. I'm wanting, like I'm fighting.
You can turn it.
I did.
Okay. It's laggy.
Yeah. And that's a little brush. I'm going to try and paint quick with it. So I'm going to grab some of my orangey or pink for the center. And then we'll probably come back and lighten it up. Grabbing a pinch of water. So this isn't a difficult painting, but I'm just not that fast of a painter.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take coats, even though I've added white to these colors. I'm excited, Emma. We're going to get snow tonight. We need the moisture. I was telling the ladies I was excited it rained.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the grass looks, or not so much. There's probably a little. It looks like your neighbors still have a little covering.
Yeah, there's a little, well, it rained, and then we got like a 1/4 inch of rain, and then we got an inch or 2 of snow, and we're going to get more. We just need the moisture.
Yeah, the grass was looking real sad.
Well, I'm not so, yeah, I was more worried about like farmers and groundwater and.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right.
Tammy says that Art Tripper uses hog brushes. She says she has to put them away good as her pets love to get the natural brushes. I guess it would just maybe still smell like other animal because it's other animal hair.
I guess. I would think it would soak up a ton of paint, but maybe it doesn't. I usually see them like, so if you go to Michael's, it'll have them in like the natural haired ones or for oil painting. It's kind of how they have them divided out.
Angela uses a Stay Wet palette.
Oh gosh, it would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
They can get a little stinky. I mean, just.
Oh, I bet. Well, it's moisture.
Yeah, mine can get a little stinky sometimes.
Grow a little bacteria while you're keeping your paint safe. Especially if it's a solid color, you know, like there's no light getting in. Even then, it's still going to grow. But I'd picture if you did like if they're opaque, because some of them look opaque. It's a little bacteria dome.
It's funny. I'm going to put there's a little on my reference photo. There's a little curl up. So I decided to paint the dark edges just, I don't know, just so I don't lose them, I think. And one thing nice is, so I'm using straight up quinacridone, which is a bright, bright color. But on this dark, it's transparent, so on this dark background, it gets muted. So you don't have to mix it to mute it. Now if I put on more layers, I might need to. Just kind of varying. I need to put my reference photo someplace where I'm not swiveling my neck. There we go. I think people will like this one. They'll have to let me know. So I started with pink, went with the peach, and then it's also a lot lighter. Actually, what I could do to tie it in is add a little peach over this, which is already getting kind of technical so early in the painting. Make it, but the lighter color above it, it's going to make it look like it's above it. Plus gosh, your reference photo, it's darker there, lighter there, even though it's grayer. Hope that makes sense. Okay, let's grab.
Tinker says she's a rule breaker and she likes the short handle, soft synthetic brushes for oils. Hee hee.
I would think they'd work great for oils, but I actually don't. I've never painted in oil.
And
well, we discussed this. I did once when I was a kid.
And Tammy says that she did not touch her Stay Wet for like 9 weeks and opened it yesterday. It was still usable.
Cool.
Wow.
I have to spritz mine every so often, like every couple of weeks.
You have to like,
Can rehydrate
just like you
them.
go water the plants, you
Yeah.
go water the paints.
Well, usually I don't sit that long. I've got one half Santa face that looks really funny. I just ended up throwing the palette away because it's been a couple of years now. I was going to paint some Santas for my agent. It's not that I didn't want to. I'm just like, okay, I got to get other things done.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever finish that Santa portrait?
It's almost behind the.
Oh, I see him. Yeah.
He looks rather bluish right now.
Yeah, he does look a little bluey, purpley. He's been out in the cold a little long.
He's been sitting there. One of these days I'm going to finish him.
Next Christmas.
Oh, I think another thing I did with my TRACEABLE is I left out a few petals. So I was just looking at my reference photo and it was confusing me here a little bit. So this is going to seem like a lot of work and I may lose it, but I'll still be able to see it. I don't know if that makes sense. I'll be able to see, even if I cover it up, I'll be able to see what happened. Anywhere else? Nope. I'm going to grab a little warm. I'm going to probably use more warm than is actually in my reference photo. So really I'm kind of painting this backwards. You would paint these details last. I've got a little flip there. And now I'm going to shift
Are you, sorry, what were you going to say?
I was just shifting colors a little bit.
Are you painting them first so that you kind of have a guide?
Yeah, part of it is I was just getting frustrated too. I don't know what was going on, but I just like, okay. Yeah, so I have a guide. I don't lose them. And I wasn't feeling good about painting with this little brush. The big pedal. So I just switched instead of switching brushes again. Sometimes I just get frustrated and do things that don't make any sense. It kind of reminds me of sports and golf. Sometimes I would just try a different club because I only had, I don't know how many you could have. I had half a bag I carried. And just because I would just feel better. It was totally psychological. It had nothing to do with technique. So I kind of do that with painting too. I'll just go. So that's my lighter pink. So really I'm kind of paint by number right now. I think that's funny when people say, oh, is this a paint by number? Well, kind of.
You could really make it if you wanted to.
Well, like totally.
If you wanted to prep yourself that much, you really could kind of turn it into a paint by number. Yeah. Like take the traceable, just label like, okay, this is going to be green or variations of green, blue.
Sometimes it just takes me a little while to warm up too. Is the only reason I started doing that too. But I won't lose them. The big reason is I won't lose them because I'm not getting I could get out a finer brush. For some reason, I'm wanting to paint tight today. Maybe it's the whole fire.
Yeah, I I did not relax or loosen you up at all with abandoning you right in the beginning.
So I actually didn't get nervous or anything. Whoa, I got to put a little water. So one thing you want to do after you dip your brush in water sometimes is have a rag. This is actually Kleenex, and kind of dry it off because it'll sometimes drop water down onto your painting. And I don't do it. That's one of those things where I'm not setting a good example. I think the drag's bugging me today for some reason. I don't know why. I was just saying I was loosening up more, and today I'm tight. But it's starting to look better.
I put you on edge.
Oh, no.
I need to go over there and like, just like how like the coach or like the guy does when he's like in between the boxing rings and he like rubs out his shoulders.
Or you shake it off like a duck does after two ducks fight. They like, you can't see me. It's too bad we don't have cam on me, but like they totally shake off their whole bodies. Shake the stress off.
I've never seen ducks fight, so.
Oh, well. I used to live in Minnesota.
Minnesota. Dude, that's a lot of, is that duck fighting country or?
Well, geese.
Geese, oh, oof.
And ducks. Well, we had an apartment. We lived near a really pretty pond, a lake.
Canadian geese?
Canadian geese.
Oof.
And they are so gorgeous, and then the pond was so pretty, and then we realized how mean they are.
They're so mean.
Especially if they have babies.
The last apartment that I lived in, the little lake
not too far.
right there, or pond. I don't know if it was big enough to be a lake.
That was a lake. People had boats on it.
Oh, and then I would try to, there was a route you could kind of take to walk around the lake. You couldn't see most of the lake because it's like, houses have the lake view, but I would walk around it, and right where it was like a cut-through road and there were no houses that way, was where all the geese would hang out, the Canadian geese. And I think I went on one walk that way where you pass by there, and I got like semi-chased by a bunch of geese. What brush are you using right now?
Number 1, Simply Simmons.
Okay.
Thank you for asking. You guys help me so much. I appreciate it. I hope the bee bed's going to be okay. It's not the cute photo that, I can't remember who posted it in the Facebook group. But it could be, I know I drive Emily nuts with how worried I am about copyright. But I do license my art. I do sign contracts with assurances that it's my art. The reference photos are fine to use. I just don't even want to risk it.
Yeah.
And then I forget and I send it to my agent, I'm pretty organized, but stuff happens. Stuff happens like fire alarms. It's not funny, is it?
I feel so bad. I hope Chase isn't too
I feel
traumatized
terrible
because I
for
feel like he was
Chase.
just trying to like save the children, and then
Yes.
and then they wouldn't listen to him because they don't understand fire.
No, they don't get it.
Well, Maya understood, or Mango understood something because Chase said he couldn't even find her, but I don't know where she would have hid. She doesn't have that many places to go. She might have been under the twin bed in the second bedroom.
Oh, yeah.
She likes to hide there.
Well, she's black cat, so it's hard to see her.
Yeah, what's nice is it is hard to, like, unless she's really crammed up somewhere, she is so floofy that you do tend to see the hair floating, poking out somewhere.
Oh, that helps.
Whereas Maya can kind of really scrunch up in the corner since she's
smaller.
Yeah.
I feel terrible for Chase.
Mm-hmm.
It's scary. Traumatize the pets and kids in the building.
Well, and I don't know. I mean, Chase could very well be like the only person that would be. Oh, I guess maybe. I know there's a retired couple that lives in the building, but like Chase could very well be the only one home.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Suppose, yeah.
So then it could just be the fire alarms going off because it senses fire, but no one's called 911. So then he has to deal with the cats and then getting out and seeing if there's actually a fire and then calling.
Are you reliving it?
The department. Yeah.
Oh. That's okay. You can relive it. It's just hard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to vary the colors of pink. I'm not too worried about their colors right now. Just so I don't lose the petal. And then I'm going to try and get back in here with my little number 1. Oh, sorry, my glasses just hit the phone.
I heard the clink in real life. I wonder if it.
Sorry about that, guys. I was tilting my head pretty good there. Yeah, I just painted outside the lines. And I just realized I didn't do this one. Well, let me know if it was too much of a jump when I painted the background and then jumped to this one. Did you get the idea? Was it good enough?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that bee painting. I might be able to do it. I might not, depending on the comments. But it doesn't mean you're not heard, and we'll do our best. Well, it's pretty much bee painting season because I need to get bees to the galleries before spring. I just hit it again with my glasses. I have my bigger party glasses on.
Ah, there you go. That's why.
I have the little skinnier ones on.
You have more real estate hanging off your face.
My nose isn't that big, but yeah. Sometimes I wish I had a little more nose so I could wear glasses, a little bigger head. It'd be kind of nice.
Yeah, you do have an itty noggin. Should we expose what size you can fit into in glasses?
Oh, I can wear the large kids' glasses.
Yeah.
You can wear kids' shoes.
Okay, fine. Yeah,
just
but that's
the bus
equal.
with me.
Okay, we're equal. Yes, I do. I literally, the 2 sneakers that I have for like working out in are currently kids' sneakers.
That's nice. They're cheaper.
Mm-hmm. They are cheaper. They're still expensive, but they're cheaper.
Well, yeah, you're buying name brand too. Which I do. I made that sound bad.
Yeah. Shame me for buying
No.
little Adidas.
Kids want them. Parents buy them.
Mm-hmm. Well, like when I was looking for
It's too much white.
new gym shoes, like you could buy kids, like, because I usually like a 4.5 and I don't know if it's like a general youth or if it's like the boys. I don't know. Because that equates to like a 6 in women's. I was surprised that like you could buy a kid a pair of like $200 shoes. And I'm like, they're going to outgrow those in like, especially a boy could outgrow those real fast.
Yeah.
Depending on how
You had Target shoes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I did have Target shoes. I loved my Target shoes.
Oh, Emily had little Mary Janes that had glitter glued all over them. remember what did you call them something? Do you remember when you were little?
My sparkle shoes?
I think you did call them your sparkle shoes.
I remember just the sparkle shoes. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's what you called them. You were little. You'd wear them no matter how bad your feet hurt. I tried to buy sizes. It was cute.
It was about the look, not the comfort.
It was about the glitter. Oh yeah, you've always kind of been about the look more than
the comfort.
And I'm like, hey, a hoodie and a t-shirt and I'm happy. Which works really well now that I'm painting. Oh, I just went down too far. I wasn't paying attention. We could fix it. I'm going to fix it so I don't forget. Where does it go, kind of? I kind of painted over the hump. But it looks better when I loosened up.
Yeah. I
All
can
these
feel
little
you calming
dabbies.
down.
Looks better if you can loosen yourself up. It's kind of hard to do when you have a lot of little petals. Oh, how I would normally paint this is kind of how I painted. Well, I don't have a good example. Oh, the daisies in the beginning. I would, follow the reference, but then I would be looser. I wouldn't use the traceable for the flowers. I would, and I wouldn't have every petal. But I'm thinking more people who watch this might do it this way. I would just eyeball the petals and put some of them in. I think it looks better. I could go grab that daisies if that isn't making sense to people. But don't feel like you have to do it that way. That kind of comes with time and...
Do you want the daisies?
I don't know. Only if they do.
Okay. Daisies will be shown upon request.
Okay. I just don't want to lose this, and it's lifting on me, so now I'm dabbing. Leave it alone. I can come back. I can see it. I like the warm. The warm is really only in the center of my reference photo. But I like having it in more spots. I need to put that. Really, if the sun's coming from over here, we should put it over on the right.
This would be a good painting with your frog.
It would. We could do a frog. I have a frog on my list to do another one.
Another frog?
Yeah.
I loved the chest of that frog. Or like the chin.
I think we'll do a simpler one.
I loved all the dots that were like under his chin.
Yeah, but I think it scared people.
Yeah.
With the traceable part of it.
That's probably my favorite, only one of my favorite videos that's one of my favorite paintings you've ever done, but that's one of my favorite videos because you're like, I think you say at least, like twice you say like, okay, you could have stopped
now.
like 5 steps ago. I just keep adding layers.
I like the layers and the detail.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loosening up. The crane painting that we did live.
Oh yeah.
I'll show that next week maybe.
Is that
I just varnished it.
that has a whole video for it too, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That is coming. I should leave the calendar with you.
Oh yeah, I could read those.
Sunday, March 20th. It's posting.
Cool.
So you probably haven't edited it yet.
No, I haven't edited it. But Friday, everyone can see what was at the show?
Oh, yeah. We sold some of the little ones.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you'll get a tour, the pre-show tour.
Yeah. And then I threw in a little clip at the end of just what your table looked like. I think you mentioned,
the paint demo.
You perfectly mentioned, because I just took the video so people could see the paint demo setup, but you perfectly mentioned, I'm going to be doing a paint demo, so I threw in the clip of what your table looked like while you were painting, and my crochets on the table.
Yeah, Emily went with me and kept me company and brought her crocheting.
I got all of, a row done, but...
We ended up talking quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
The weather didn't cooperate.
No.
Excuse me. Who knows? We still might have sold just the same amount.
I know, yeah.
You don't know, but it wasn't as many people as I had hoped. But I sold a couple $100 with a little painting, so I'm really excited about that.
Mm-hmm. For your first show at
That's my first show
at
ever.
this gallery ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I may have been an artist for a while.
And that's
I haven't been a
first,
gallery artist for a while. Though.
That's your first show ever.
Ever. My first show ever.
Well, yay.
Yeah. Well, and I did it with another artist, Holly Tharnish, here in Omaha.
Is it sad just having one person clap. We'll need like a soundbite of
Clapping hands. Well, I didn't want to be a gal. I was doing the licensing thing a lot. I've been doing that. Have I been doing that 10 years?
I don't know. I do not know. The only thing I remember is when I try to picture how long you've been doing it, I picture the watercolor collection that you did that was kind of like...
I started with watercolor. I'm sliding off camera here. Go ahead.
I don't know what you would call it, but like it was very like Arizona, New Mexico, Mexico vibes. It was like the lizard that was watercolor.
Yeah, I did the gecko and the margarita glasses. And it was Southwest.
Yeah, there we go. Southwestern. Yeah, like a Southwestern.
That one has not licensed. It's one of my favorites. Sorry, you trying to talk? Anyway?
No, that was just like that's like the things I remember being like one of the very first.
The dogs are doing well. They keep getting licensed still.
Yeah, they do.
They were on Fabric, which was... I really love Fabric, but I don't know if it's just the company I signed with or what. But they want you to do a whole bunch of collections and then just pick one or two. I'm like, you do 12 patterns. I might have been able to get away with 6 patterns and like a panel or something, a bag or... But I'm like, that's so much work when you pick one or two. I'm like, I'll just wait. We'll come around and we'll get Fabric in the other way, honey. They'll just set it up for us and...
Yeah, that is a lot of work to...
Well, I mean, you don't get paid much money for all that work. I mean, licensing is not much money for all that work if you don't have that much out there, but that's too much. Sorry. No. I don't know if I'm making any sense. It was just way too much work for not enough jobs. I have to pay the bills.
Suzanne says I love this painting, heart.
Yeah, it's starting to come.
And Angela says, I'm clapping at home.
Thank you.
It's just me in my screen. It's just me. My screen is unfocused.
Yeah, I love licensing, but it does take...
Oh, is it just me? Oh, I have...
Oh, it could be my palette's higher.
When you reach in front, I know it unfocuses and refocuses, but both of mine look fine. Both windows I have open. I think glancing at your iPad, it looks fine. I'll check on my phone.
It does that sometimes. Sometimes I'll be watching a YouTuber and it's out of focus. I don't think it's them. I think it's YouTube or my internet.
Yeah, I was a little foggy, blurry, and I just refreshed the page and made sure I hit the little live button to make sure I was live. Yeah, my phone looks fine.
It could be us and we just don't know what to do about it.
That too.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a lot of things. Oop, I just realized I missed part of that petal. I think I'm going to like the juice on top of all the... Juice meaning the bright out of the tube color on top of all the muted blues and greens.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to like it. It might take a couple coats. So here you can see that's not covering very well. But that can help me too, just depending on what I want for values. But I don't know, for now, just paint that petal back in. I was worried I was going to be fussy with this one. Take too much time. Here, let me see if I've chilled out and I can use a bigger brush. That one's so chubby. So abused. Oh, you know what I might be able to do? An angle brush. So I have some options. I could do a square too. Let's see here. I think the art Sherpa uses like a Lazy Susan. So a turntable.
That's smart.
Yeah. I need to watch her. I watched her gallery video. I thought it was really good. I mean, the bottom line is every gallery is different, but she still had a lot of good tips in there. I commented and said I'm going to recommend. I mean, I didn't. My on YouTube, I'm just Annie Troe. It doesn't say Annie Troe artist. And I commented on that video not right after I watched it, and like a couple days later, she commented back because I said I was going to definitely share it. I shared it in my group, and thank you for such a great video. I'm like, oh, she read it. That was nice.
Dang. You famous.
Well, it could be because I said I was going to share it in groups, too.
That too.
No, I don't think she knows who I am. Why would she? I mean, I don't mean it mean or anything, but I don't. She's putting out a lot of stuff. I don't
You're
know.
famous.
Okay.
You're famous.
I'm famous. I've been to New York. Does that make me famous?
Wait, what'd you say?
Oh, I've been to New York.
Oh, I've been to New York. I thought you said live from New York.
Oh, yeah, no.
Just like the
How many
all the
times
late
did I-
nights, they usually are like live from New York.
It's Saturday night.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is in shadow, and this is in shadow down here.
Oh, Angela said it's better once you lifted it. I think it likes to. So
Is it
when your
dirty?
hand goes for like the water, it'll if it tries to refocus fast, and then it usually takes a bit to, and then like once you and then it'll try to like focus on the palette, and then it'll refocus on the painting once you start working on it
Do you
again.
think it's the palette's a little higher?
And the palette might be a little higher,
Here.
but I think that's okay if you.
I've got stuck together paper towels. We'll see if I can do that. I might. That's still not. It's closer.
Mm-hmm.
See if that helps. Oh, I'm slouching bad. Did I tell you that Surtex is an art licensing show in the spring at the Javits Center in Manhattan, New York,
Mm-hmm.
New York City. Did I tell you they're not doing that anymore, Emily? It finally.
Oh.
Well, it was kind of dying because
Mhm.
it's so expensive.
Yeah.
The one of the reasons they used to always do it there is there wasn't as much online stuff back in the day.
Yeah.
And people could fly in easily to Manhattan,
Mm-hmm.
but things changed.
Yeah, that was always everything felt so like expensive, especially
Oh, yeah.
compared to Nebraska.
Cab ride. I mean,
Yeah.
I would
Like
take
food was so expensive. I'm like,
compared
we
to
can-
Omaha.
Yeah.
Wow,
We
yeah.
could get this for half the price.
I was glad you went a couple times.
Mhm.
I was glad Jack went. We went as a family once.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry, guys. That's annoying, but that's the side of the petal. So maybe I don't want that so dark after I did that. Oops.
Yeah, I like the time that I think just
Just you, Jack.
you, Jack, and I went, but Jack and I were able to just go
Yeah, you guys were
exploring on the day, like during the day when you were at the convention or whatever. So we went to the Met and wandered around there.
Yeah, that was neat.
Mm-hmm.
I might even ditched you one night for dinner. I can't remember because they
you
become
did.
all one trip to me.
Yeah, you did. And then Jack and I went to some like fast food burger or more fast food type burger place somewhere not too far away.
Yeah, I'm changing my mind on this one just because I want to get the other petal in and then I'll darken it back up. Yeah, that was nice. It was nice to have travel companions.
Mm-hmm.
Those hotel rooms are so little, which I'm sure a lot of people know.
Oh, yeah.
Well, of course I went inexpensive. Actually, the one we stayed at a Holiday Inn on West 55th, I think it was.
Mm-hmm. The first time or the...
A couple of times I did that, and it was a bigger hotel.
Yeah, the first one we ever stayed in.
And the rooms were bigger. That was teeny.
I hated the first
That was in
trip.
the garment district.
Yeah, I hated the first trip because I think that was probably the biggest city I've ever been to.
Yeah, you were littler.
And I was like, I mean, we were like on the billionth floor. Like you literally felt the difference in pressure when you would go to the room. When you would get on the elevator.
Yeah, it would go up and down fast enough that you'd feel your ears pop.
And then
Yeah, that wasn't up
like
and down,
you literally
though.
would have to turn sideways to like pass between the itty bitty skinny little dresser that had the TV on it and the bed.
Yep.
And
I must discourage you. You're remembering really well.
Yeah, and like there was a breakfast place downstairs, but like it was like a 2-top table, and that's all you had. So you just crammed, like, and they had like 15 tables crammed in this one little like sunroom type thing.
Yeah, it was little.
And it was just a claustrophobic nightmare the first trip. I was like, oh my God.
Why, you didn't like all the people on the street?
Oh yeah, yeah. All the
You couldn't
people.
see. I mean, you're not very tall anyway, but especially, do you remember how old you were?
I
12?
I think Chase and I were dating. No, I think Chase and I were dating. I think I was 16.
No, you were younger.
I'm pretty sure I was 16
Oh.
or 17,
Well, you'd been
probably.
almost full grown.
Yeah, but like I think it was, I had never, we hadn't been to Chicago was probably the next biggest city we had gone to.
Yeah, but that's way
And I
different.
went when I was 7. So I hadn't been to like a big city, and I did not like
Chicago's so much more open.
yeah, like when you're on the ground, you just can't see, you see like skyscrapers. It just felt so claustrophobic and weird, and
Yeah, you didn't like it.
mm-mm.
I felt for you. I totally thought you were younger.
I think I was 17. I'm not sure, but
I
I
think you're a little younger.
You think? I swear Chase and I were
'Cause-
dating the first time we went.
No, I don't think so.
No?
Well, we'll ask Dad or Jack. They'll remember.
Yeah.
You're probably right. I always argue with you, and you're right.
Oh, actually, I bet I can look, because the first time we
I
ever
don't know
went
if
to,
Oh, go ahead.
we went to like the, the Staples, right? Like the Empire State Building. Like we went to the
Yeah, we did the Empire State Building.
normal New York Staples. I wonder if I could probably look on my social media and find it.
Not all of them, because we didn't realize we needed tickets the first time.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that interests anybody. They can certainly. Gosh darn it, I'm having trouble with coverage and paints. I wonder if it's just, I don't think it'd be that dry. It's going to snow. Not really liking the angle brush. I'm painting with the tip of it. Okay, we're almost with round 1, which is mostly a lot of work. And I just vary things. I'll even exaggerate them sometimes, just so I can see where one petal is and one isn't. And actually, I don't mind. Let's do a screenshot. I don't mind when I get a little of the background showing through it. It'll just add variations into the petal. Try and see if I can dot that in there. Well, it looks like I need to straighten out my stem a little bit. Okay, we're going to make this one pretty light. The angle brush is kind of nice for sticking it down in there, though.
Okay, I have found.
Get bigger coverage. Okay.
Yeah, 2013.
Oh, I can't do the math.
So I was a junior, so I was like 17.
Okay. I just pictured you younger. Maybe it's because you were having such a strong reaction.
I was like, oh, this is so much. Well, and then I don't.
It is a lot.
I think
You're a
way
little small
there-
town girl.
yeah, I'm a small town girl. And the way there, we got stuck on I hate the planes that are like 2 and 2 on each side.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
they're so tiny.
Oh, yeah. You haven't been on a puddle jumper, though. That's even littler.
Yeah, but they were so tiny, and I was like, oh no. So I think it was just like
It was a stressful
claustrophobia after claustrophobia.
It was just not a good vacation for you.
Yeah, but it was. I mean, did we?
We went to the American Girl doll store. That's why I thought you were younger.
No, that was. That's
Chicago.
At 17, going to the American Girl.
Yeah,
doll store.
nope, that was Chicago. What is Chicago? Chicago.
Angela says, but have you stayed in a Holiday Inn Express? I think that's what that was. The
The
tiny one?
The tiny one was, yep.
The tiny one was.
In Manhattan. It was in
Yeah.
the Garment District. That I remember correctly. And it was also next to was it a male dancer club?
Oh, it was!
Yeah, we'd walk by and all these ladies are lining up.
We would come home at night, and it was like a Chippendale club.
Yeah, it was like a Chippendale.
right next door.
We stayed at that one because I could walk. It was a bit of a walk, but I could walk to the Javits Center.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like for the nightlife. It was kind of down a street where you're like, It was only busy during the day when people were working in the Garment District. You know?
Yeah. I don't think that it was just all the small, and like I didn't realize how tight it was gonna be, and like
It was really
so
little.
the next time I went, I was way better. Like, okay, this is gonna be like crammed. Like when you're standing on when we would go out, we'd be on a subway and there's like no sitting space. You just stand, and like I was not ready for like someone to literally be pressed against my back at like 5 foot, and like I'm like, okay, this is so uncomfortable.
I didn't prep you. I mean, I didn't think I didn't think about it.
I just figured it'd be like the movies where everything's just like evenly spaced.
It's all right. So when you and Jack went with me, did we stay in that bigger hotel out on?
We did. We stayed a little further
I
out.
stayed
Yeah.
at that one as many times as I could because it also had a shuttle to the to Javin.
Yeah, that one was a little more like, Jack and I did trek around more, but
It just felt better too.
I was more equipped to trek around.
The rooms felt better. The getting, at night going there felt better. It was more residential by the time we got to that hotel.
Oh, it was. Oh, yeah, they had the cute...
had a little church too.
But they had the cute, like, brownstone type looking... Yeah, it did feel more alive.
I feel like we're doing too much reminiscing.
Yeah, sorry.
No. I'm just feeling like we are.
Talk about your painting.
Oh, I don't know that there's a whole lot to talk about. Yeah, I got a request to not chit chat.
Well, it was just in a group. I don't think it was a comment you were ever supposed to see.
Oh yeah, well so it was in a different Facebook group, and it's a woman who's sharing my my videos in her group, which I really appreciate. Mm-hmm. And then one of the members commented.
Oh, but does she know you're in the group?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and she tags me, and then I comment like, "Thank you for sharing."
Oh.
It's totally okay. I mean, I want feedback.
Yes. We like
I
feedback.
appreciate when it's polite feedback. I mean, like I really just don't like this, but I appreciate your efforts or something. They kind of sandwich it with something nice or something. It's totally okay.
They let you down with a pat on the back.
Yeah,
you like.
yeah. Let me down with a pat on the back. Yeah. Yeah. There. Does that look a little better? I straighten that up. Okay, this should kind of start to wrap up.
Yeah, the stem, that helped the stem a lot.
It was a
That little touch.
It was a little crooked.
It was a little crooked.
Okay, I'm back to my number 1. Am I on in frame? I'm going to turn on the lights right away. I'm going to turn on the lights right away. Let's see where we're going. So now we're it's going to be layers. And now I say I don't mind if it skips. Got a little blobby. I could use a little water. I pulled it right because I haven't been a good steward of my palette, so I'm having to pull out of the middle now. So part of me, I just do it. It's habit. I should try to break the habit maybe, but I also think don't sweat it if you don't want to sweat it. You do you. Okay, there's actually another petal here that I left out. Oh, I hear Emily crocheting.
Oh, I am. Hopefully the mic isn't picking it up too much.
Oh,
I'm trying to crochet away from my body.
Interesting, I can hear it. You're tackling such a big blanket.
I know. I have I need the new darning needles, which I think you said they were like 10 stops away, so I wonder if they're here.
Oh, they might be out on.
Because I had plastic, just cheap darning needles, thinking that I was gonna kind of just try to. In my mind, I was like, I'm never really gonna use these, but I'll get these just in case, and I'll just. Because you can still like attach things with another crochet hook, and I was just gonna use a smaller crochet hook, but I have been using them to attach the squares onto this blanket I'm making, and I left out, usually I'm good about it, but I left out the my darning needle, and it's plastic since I got just a cheapy one, and Mango or Maya got to it and like gnawed a bunch of like bite marks in it, but then like gnawed the tip off, so it's a little scratchy going through the trying to weave it through the yarn squares, and so I got metal ones. And I have like 5 squares that I need to attach.
You love those cats. I think it's funny. Do they bite as much as when they were little?
Mango still chews a lot.
One of my cats used to, I can't remember which one, would chew on cords and things. Pardon me, people.
Angela says, I like your chit chat. It makes you relaxed and relatable.
Okay, good. Good, because we do it.
Yeah. Yeah,
think
if
it's
I'm here, we're gonna like we would kind of have to like put a precedent down that we won't talk to each other.
Gosh, for as much as we see each other, I'm amazed at what we can find to talk about. Of course, I'll launch into work and then I'll go personal, and you seem to be okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll launch back into work and then I'll go to personal. That's the downside of us working together.
Suzanne also agrees with Angela.
Okay. Well, it's okay. I mean, I'm right now. We've been doing YouTube for how long now, Em? Do you know? But I'm
I
still
think I
open.
started for you, like helping you in
May of
May of 2020.
20, I think.
Yeah. So we're getting close on 2 years.
So, and then the lives we started once
the
we were
lives.
monetized.
Yeah, the lives. Actually, I can check.
So I'm, I think we'll always be open to comments and help and criticism or whatever you want to call it. Eventually, we'll just settle with, like we started doing the lives because people wanted step by step.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I resisted all of it the whole way.
Oh, but speaking of, you hit 3,000 subscribers.
Oh yeah, thank you everybody.
Yay! That was so fun. I was watching it all day, and it was stuck at like whatever, like 2,998, and then you texted me, and it was like 4 over.
Yeah, I was watching it too.
I was watching it. That was so fun.
Which I think is funny.
Mm-hmm.
Because, it's not going to change that much.
It also makes me correct because I remember I did tell you, like, we would hit 3,000 by really, like, early March.
Yeah,
so,
I thought by Friday, but we hit
I
it.
thought we were going to make it by the end of the weekend, but we
hit it
didn't.
sooner.
But
The grass video is helping. Although, a little bit of business, the grass video is having, but maybe that's normal.
Mm-hmm.
So I compared it to the cloud video, and the grass video has much worse retention. Where the cloud video, it drops off pretty quick, but then it stays to the end.
Yeah.
But it also could be because it's new, and we don't know how this really works yet. Oops, I don't want that color.
So our first live.
But the grass isn't as pretty. It's just not as pretty of a video. Sorry, our first live.
But I think it's a good, like, that's what I was saying is, like, when you were asking me, like, is this a good video? Should we post this? I was like, well, either it's going to be very helpful or, like, someone's going to like it or it's going to flop. So it's at least...
It's not flopping.
No, but it was the 1 of 10 or whatever the little stat thing we got. It was the 1 of 10.
I just want to point that out, what I just did. I added... It really doesn't matter. You could have added orangey, but I added a light pink value and a lighter pink value and then almost white there. And it helps shape that.
Ooh, I like that up close.
Little tip.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can keep doing it, because like if you look at the reference photo, it's much lighter. And then you could keep kind of trying to get those petals that haven't opened, or you could leave it be. This is kind of like the frog. You could be done now. But I think I've also probably lightened some of these up. I know we're almost at an hour and a half.
Yeah, we have 2
I
minutes.
can feel it. Yeah, I can feel it.
Our first live was August 18th of 2021.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's just a family day. That's kind of neat.
Wait, what's August 18th?
Oh, it's one of my grandmother's birthday.
Oh, okay.
I was just like, I always think that, and I'm like, I shouldn't announce personal things.
No. I think we've done 28 lives.
Really?
Have we?
I don't know.
Let's see here. 1, 2.
Okay, I was turning the lights on and I started playing with the center. I'm going to grab some of this light pink. I'm hoping lifting this up, I could lift it up with one more paper towel. Oops, I'm going to offload my brush. I think actually what maybe I want to do, I'm just kind of scumbling with a little bit of wet paint.
This is our 28th live.
Wow. I think I want to lighten this instead of lightening that. That's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Time flies when you're having fun.
I know, it doesn't feel like
Oh.
28 already.
Oh, there goes my watch. Okay, we need to pick up the pace.
That palette looks really pretty, though. The colors on the palette.
I like out of the tube color. Just kind of scumbling. Oh, my stomach
I
just
heard your
growled
tummy.
live. It's like, feed me some chips or a graham cracker.
Yeah, it's snack time, isn't it?
Yep. I might try lightening that instead, even though it's not that way in the reference photo. That's kind of weird. Because it might want to flip on me. It's not flipping, but I don't think I like that. Let's go back. Yeah, just to make it darker. So a lot of times if you can't get it, painting it, because you can see more than you can paint sometimes. Just, I don't know what adjective I want to use. Go darker even though it isn't actually darker in your reference photo. Or go lighter even though it's not actually lighter in your reference photo. Just give it a little more oomph. There, I think that'll work. I'm just kind of dabbing and scumbling. There. I just kind of wanted it to pop out more. It doesn't pop out that much right here. Okay, let's turn on, I kind of turned on the lights. We need to put in some shadows. Oh, I need some, excuse me, some white. I want some white here. We're going to make a big contrast, that shadow. Some white there. Oh, and then that's how I got over there. I want this to be wider. I'm going to grab a little middle pink. Whoops. Kind of wiped off my brush again. So now I'm just playing with value and how much I want things to pop out or not. I think I kind of like that. And then,
Oh, I see
it.
that. You caught that.
Woo! And I don't think I got paint on my pants.
That was good reflexes.
Oh, well, I mean, I can't really run anymore, but that's the athlete in me. My gosh, I don't know how many hours on the softball field, basketball court. Played volleyball my freshman year of high school. Tennis. When I was young, swimming, field hockey. A little crazy into the sports. Good thing I had brothers. They like sports too. Golf wasn't until I was older. I started golfing so I could hang out with Patty. A friend of mine talked me into it. I already said her name, Patty. And then I thought, well, this will be good because my husband likes to golf. Okay. I think golf was probably the most difficult sport.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel natural, the things they tell you to do. How to hold the club and...
Especially if you played softball.
Tennis. Yeah, it just isn't... The way you twist your back and stuff, I'm like, really?
Mm-hmm.
I got pretty good at it. I got on the charts, meaning my handicap was on when I played Ladies League. For a while, I just had the highest handicap possible, even though I really needed higher. I finally got on it. Okay. What else do we want to do? I might want to lighten that a little bit. So now it just starts to become personal preference. How much do you want to play with it? And I'm basically optical blending. I'll do a little wet on wet blending as we go, but I'm basically just kind of doing an optical blend. Okay, so shadow. Let's do a couple shadows. I've got a warm shadow here, which is actually kind of fun. It's maybe the paper towels. I was tipping. I got to hold it with my other finger. Maybe I need to find like a block of wood or something to, when we do this view. I might just stop with that and leave it alone as she pulls it out a little more. I'm going to fade it so you can't quite tell. I'm going to lose that edge. So I don't have an edge for absolutely everything. That can make it a little more interesting. I'm gonna, actually it goes darker here. I'll grab a little medium pink. Oops, maybe a little light pink, or maybe I just don't have anything on my brush. Oh yeah, let's go with a little lighter pink. I don't want it too light. There, that's kind of a nice little touch. And then, go
sorry.
ahead. No, go ahead.
I thought your sentence was done.
Oh, I was just doing a play-by-play.
Okay. Suzanne says, congratulations on your 28 live videos. And Tinker says, I miss painting. I get stressed about everything needing to be perfect and then put off painting. Then miss painting. It's a vicious cycle.
Oh, that is hard. That is hard. Though I don't know. It's different for everybody. The more I paint, the less I stress about it. I get less attached to each painting.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Yeah, but I don't know if that'll be the same for Tinker. I mean, everybody's different.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm playing with the value. Maybe I'll just go, it might be easier just to grab some blue and just go darker here rather than to try to make that edge lighter. And just kind of scumble it out. Scumbling just means I'm just kind of dabbing and the paint's running out of my brush. I don't know if I like that or not. Don't rub it on the back of my paper towel that's all left here. That's kind of scumbling. I don't know if you can see any difference even on video. Sometimes I can't see any difference in person. Ooh, and I kind of like the darkness, which is also not in the reference photo. I'm just telling you, it might make you a little crazy, but just sort of a heads up. I'm off topic now. I'm off. And I'm using kind of blues for shadows. You could use a warmer color, but actually I kind of like it. I'm going to put some over here.
Tinker says, I get more attached because my paintings improve with experience since I started a year ago. You did that. Like, I think you're one of your first...
Yep, I did that.
Not like you've leveled off or anything, but...
I've only been acrylic painting for a couple of years.
I noticed that the first one you really, really liked, and probably the first one that was not really, really good or anything, but...
it's okay, honey. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I'm getting better. I've gotten better in just the last couple of months.
Yeah, like the cat on the windowsill, you hung on to him for a really long time.
I just sold it, yep.
Yeah, you hung on to him for a very long time, because I think he was like your first, like, you could tell like a noticeable jump in improvement since like however, like a month or however long prior. So yeah, you got attached to the ones, and I don't know if it's because you have more, not more time to paint, but you've painted a lot more since then that it becomes easier to let go.
Sometimes. Usually. Like the crane, I love the crane, how it turned out. It's yummy, and it's different kind of colors of yummy.
Yeah.
And that's a big tease for the video coming on March 20th. Oh, I just hit my microphone. March 20th, 2022. But I'm going to let it go, which is interesting. Sometimes it's just interesting, why am I attached to one and not another? But yeah, I've just gotten better.
But I think, like, yeah, it's if you've noticed a noticeable change in your painting and it's like an improvement, then I would personally get like attached to, overly attached to them, and then I could totally see how then you're like, oh, I did so good on that one, now I need to do like just as good on the next one, and you kind of psych yourself out.
Yeah, and I'm not as loose as I've been painting lately. I think it's because it's smaller. I painted quite a few larger ones for the show.
Yeah.
And I think the size of this one's also one of the reasons I'm tightening up. Which is just...
And I gave you, my anxiety transferred to you.
We can blame it on Emily. Let's blame it on Emily.
Blame it on Emily. That's why this one's tighter and not so loose.
I'm going to brighten this just for an edge. I kind of like the edges. I don't know. I don't think that's not... I think that's totally normal.
I think I like the purpley.
Yeah.
For the shading, that looks nice.
I'm starting to push the colors.
Yeah. You push them colors, Anne. Who was I can't remember who I was talking to, but they made a comment about you call your mother by her name.
Oh.
Someone my age too. But you call your mother by her name? And I was like, yeah.
You did before we were
do.
working together, didn't you? Sometimes.
Yes, I did. But because, like, I feel like it started because we'd be in a store and I'd be like, Mom, 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 Annie. So the name always works better. But I didn't realize that it's probably kind of funny that I do call you by your name. I'd probably call you by your... Nah, it's probably equal.
Now I'm going to pay attention.
Yeah, I was trying to think.
Should I stop playing with this? Maybe move back onto the...
It's probably pretty equal. I probably call you Mom more in, like, text messages, and I call you by your name in person.
Oh, it's always night, Mom. Good
Yes,
night. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, actually, I think you're right. I think it is always Mom. Which is backwards, really.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Well, I don't know if there's any backwards to that. You should just call me Mom all the time. What are you thinking?
Yeah.
I just tried to yell at you.
Yeah, it's not like I called you by your name when I was a kid.
No.
When I was a little kid.
Well, I think it was like you would just do it so much. Mom, 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 Mom.
Yeah.
And then you'd say, I would actually pay attention. I'd just tune you out because it was just all the time.
So I had to change the name.
So I think that's how that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't like, it was just because you were smart.
Mm-hmm. I adapted. Mm-hmm. You adapted, so I adapted.
So really, pretty soon it's going to have to be Mom because I'm going to stop.
Yeah.
Maybe not, though, because you're 26.
I'll call you Grandma. Nana. I do call you Nana in front of the cats.
I know.
Make them say hi to your Nana.
Say hi to your Nana. I think that's so funny. I'm plenty old enough to be a grandma.
Tinker says, improving is scary because you get worried the next one won't be as good, lol. When one is good, I feel like it was just a happy accident and didn't really do it yourself. Imposter syndrome, question mark? Oh, I could totally, yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure, but that's why I think if you paint more, I mean, you're a different human being. Mm-hmm. But as I painted more, like this isn't as good in my mind. I'm not liking it, but I really don't like them. And then I really don't, gosh, it's weird that I fall in love with them right away. I like the crane. I like that cat. Mm-hmm. But sorry, the whole point is, I really think if you just keep painting more, even bad ones that you don't like, you'll still get there.
Yeah.
You learn from the bad ones. That sounds probably cliche.
Well, and I feel like...
But your overall bad won't be as bad as it was a year ago.
Yeah. And I've noticed that, like, when we do the lives, you like the painting...
I don't like them live.
A lot, yeah. You typically don't like the painting when you do it live. Nope. And then we'll wait a week and you'll be like, oh, I like that one. That one turned out good.
I think it's the talking.
Yeah.
I just don't like it.
Yeah.
I'm losing that edge, and I think I'm just going to leave it between the two petals. Mm-hmm. I don't think I need to. And I think my light, and then I'm going to go on to the lily pads, and we're going to call it good, because we're way past time. And I know we can go forever. Well, we can go as long as my phone battery goes. But
it's blurring outside. Like, barely.
Oh, I thought you said blurring.
Blurring, yeah.
So I thought it was my painting.
I've lost hearing in one ear, and now I'm losing my eyesight.
No, I thought you meant, like, I need to lift it up with another paper towel.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Because it dried darker on me here. Or something happened. Just give it another shot, see what happens. Maybe we'll just go some straight up white and not worry about the color.
The bad ones teach you what not to do. Good learning experience if they turn out good or bad. Yes.
Well, it's easier to say that than to accept it.
I know, because it is easier said than done.
If you're me...
Because it stinks when you don't like it.
I did not like the donkey painting. It just sold.
I know.
I did it live. I did not like it. I didn't like it the whole 9 yards. I didn't like it when I took it to the gallery.
I loved the colors that you used in that donkey painting, too. I thought he turned out great.
I'm not saying it's rational.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm a rational human being.
He just bugged you.
No, I didn't.
He looked so cute, though.
Did not. It's funny.
I loved him.
There was no reason not to like him. I always think of Bonita, and I have happy memories with it. Mm-hmm. I think of Bonita and her donkey.
Oh, but speaking of Bonita, so anybody, like, I heard some people talking, but anybody I talked to at the...
Is that better?
at the gallery show, they loved the butt cheeks
They
on the
loved it.
hummingbird.
Yeah, and I would tell them that the photo reference was called Kiss This,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm calling it my good side because I want to make sure the photographer, I don't steal their title. you
Yeah.
know.
But,
They loved
the
it.
butt cheeks looked so good.
And it was kind of high up on the wall, which I wasn't crazy about, but
Yeah, it still looked good.
Still was a showstopper.
It had a nice spotlight on it.
It did. It did have a nice spot. It does, still. I don't think it's sold yet.
Oh, yeah, it does.
I'm just trying to lighten up the right side. So I've just gone to straight white. Okay. Let's play a little bit with the lily pads. We're going to call it done because they're looking rather dark and dingy.
The water's just a little murky.
Well,
That's
and I think
why.
that water is darker than this water, isn't it? A little bit? Oh, no, not tons. A little bit. I've got a little more black in it. It's a little, the lily pads are a little darker for sure.
Oh yeah, there's a difference though. Your lighter is lighter. Your lightest light is lighter.
There's a little difference.
Yeah, there's quite a difference actually.
I like the zip though. Man, that lily is like, look at me and nowhere else. All right, so what color do I want to use? Grab some of my cad yellow and some of my green. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. You kind of, the first lives I was nervous.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of get over yourself after a while.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think
I'm like, I'm going to be weird. It's how it is.
yeah, we definitely talk more. Or I remember I would think a lot about like I'm talking when we were doing the first lives. I'm like I'm speaking and people are here.
The whole world potentially could hear us because we don't have that many.
No. Yeah.
I mean, 3,000 subs is not that much in YouTube world.
Yeah, it feels a lot more small, but still, like someone could go find it and listen to it. I don't know. So I always thought about that more, but I think about it a lot less now.
Yeah, I do worry. I want to include everybody. So I don't want to say things that would be non-inclusive, and I don't even know what that means. I mean, I know what it means, but I don't even know what it would be.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I just don't.
It's a very courteous fear you have.
I know. Oh, well, that and my hostess thing. I just feel like I have to talk because they're there.
Yeah.
I have to entertain them. They're at my house now. It's
Quite literally.
Funny. Literally.
We've crammed 12 people into this room. Into my old childhood bedroom. We have crammed 12 people.
I'm so glad I moved in here. I did it right before the pandemic.
11. Someone.
Oh, we lost one?
Yep.
Talk too much.
Yep. Someone pieced out. Someone saw the I mentioned 12 and made it 11.
Yeah, I'm just bringing up my values a little bit so we can see these. I always say you don't have to paint every edge, and I tend to do that.
I like that.
Is that better?
The glazy, dry brushy.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm grabbing matte medium, which I flashed because we were talking, so I flashed it on the video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw it, but I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's a little more. They were flat pancakes, kind of. I'm trying to decide. So you can tell me thinking as I'm wiggling and not putting any paint down. I'm kind of thinking I don't want to follow the edge exactly, but I want to catch some light. Here's where I like that the canvas texture is there. Sometimes I don't want it, and sometimes I like it because it'll give me fun texture. I think of that brush. I've been pretty much this is how I ruin my brushes too, is I'm going back and forth so much on the canvas.
And then you have no paint in there, and it's
there's
dry.
no paint. I'm just scrubbing it on sandpaper, basically. Oh, I love the drama though. That's why I like that photo. And you could draw so the stem kind of comes down, and you can actually see that. I think that's the stem there, and then it might actually disappear over here. I don't think it takes an angle because there's two of these.
You did a green stem. I didn't realize that.
I did. I probably should make it red. But I think these are stems too. They might be the stems coming up to the bottom of that, like that lily pad.
Yeah, I think the lily pads have stems.
Yeah, because they float up to the top.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, maybe I should fix that. I didn't even think about it. I just went stem green. That's way too bright, though. I'm going to grab some green and muck
Mute
with
her
it.
down.
Yeah. So red and green are complements. Oh, actually, I like that better. Thanks,
I
Em.
think you had the urge to like almost buy a color wheel this weekend.
I know. I was at Michael's.
I needed more yarn for my blankets. We stopped at Michael's because I had bought.
Well, I had Michael's money.
We had Michael's money. Yeah. Talk about a deal. We got how many? So I think each of the like spools, the balls, the
Hey, I don't know.
bundles of yarn.
You're the yarn person.
The yarn bits. We got four, yeah, because I got 2 repeat colors, and then I added another color to the blanket. So then I got 2 of that one, and spools. I don't know. I'm still trying to think of the word.
I was trying not to laugh at you.
Because like I'm having a hard time getting through my sentence because my brain keeps doing the like, okay, what is it called? What's it called? But and then you got a big tube of black paint, and we spent $7. And I think one of the like spools, the bundles, the whatevers of yarn, was like $5, and we spent like $7.58, something like that, and we got 4 spools of yarn. It's not. I know it's not spools. I don't know what it is. Skeins. Thank you, Tammy.
Breathing. We're breathing again.
I was looking because I tend to turn and talk to your back.
Yeah, you do. You talk to my back, which I think is so polite.
I know. I tend to turn and talk to your back, so I just like glance back at the live, and I just see Tammy's skeins.
She's like yelling at you, skeins, honey, skeins. I'm just messing with the value there, so the stem has its own. Yeah. Go ahead, hon.
I like that. But I think we got, each of those was like $5, probably once you get taxed. I think it was like 4 and some change, but, so we got a lot for $8, basically.
I had a $5 thing for taking a survey, a thank you, and I had $10 in rewards, and then we had like maybe a 40% off coupon. I'm not sure what all went. Yeah. We had a 40 and a 20, but I'm not sure. They just beep them all. You never know what all.
And I think there was a sale on the yarn skeins already.
Oh, well, yeah.
It's like
was
buy
it buy
one,
get one?
50% off or something like that?
Maybe it might have been. I don't remember.
So I'm going to, once I get a little further, I don't know if I posted like I think I posted it like in I think when you were working on the Bonita hummingbird guy, I posted it underneath that, but it was just like I only had 1 row done. So once I get like another row, so I'll have 3 rows done, I'll have to post a picture of my blanket.
Oh, in the group.
In the group.
So I'm trying to make a brown, which I know I can't really get to. So I took the kind of orangey, put some yellow in it, and then put just a pinch of Prussian blue. And actually that, gosh darn, I might be able to do it. That's kind of brown.
Yeah, that is brownie.
Yeah.
That's like a burnt ochre brownie.
I was going to say I can't. A black would be easier. I'm just black painter.
Do you know how you got the Michael survey? The $5 one?
They just said, we noticed you bought this. Take the survey. That came to my email.
I also wonder if sometimes at the bottom of the receipt they do that too.
Oh, maybe.
Take a survey.
I just tape the receipt. If it's work, I tape the receipt to a piece of paper and stick it in my work file. So I didn't even take any matte medium minutes doing it because I forgot.
I'm gonna see if I can slip a little in the chat, like maybe they have a hidden somewhere, Michael's.
It's so close. I go there so much. I just keep whatever they send me. Huh. So I just did that because not every lily pad. Some of these lily pads are quite rusty. And it also helped tie in my flower a smidge, but I don't know how much I want to tie it in. And this is where I get nervous about how long my paintings take, because I could spend all afternoon on this little guy and be really happy, which isn't cost effective. If you're trying to sell your art, I don't recommend it. But it's fun.
Oh, I found a if you do their customer satisfaction survey,
That's what it was.
upon completion of this survey, you will receive a coupon for 25% off your next regular price purchase.
Oh, that's a little different. They just said they sent me an email, take the survey and we'll give you $5.
That's kind of the, I'm gonna.
So I did. They sent it quite a bit. I usually don't do it, but I thought, oh, you know what? I'm going to need some black paint. I've got some Venmo money, for people supporting the channel.
I'm on your computer, so I'm gonna pretend to be you. But,
Oh, actually, let's maybe try some yellow. It might be way too bright and scare the crud out of me, but let's just try it.
I couldn't find the $5 one, but this one's something.
Well, that actually could be better. I mean, 25% off of a big purchase is better. Of course, I don't want to get too Mickey Mouse with my color changes on these guys. So let's put a little. Let's put a little matte medium, a little yellow. Yellow's pretty transparent, so it might be overkill. If it doesn't work, you just try again.
It's not as good as your $5, but I did throw the Michael's survey thingy in the chat when you get 25% off a regular price purchase.
Well, if they buy an easel, it'll be great.
Yeah, true. Yeah, depends what you buy. Yeah.
I kind of like that. Are we going too long? Let Emily know.
Oh, it's 1:56, but nobody has complained about your length so far.
I know that
no one has begged you to leave.
I
You
know
actually have 14 people watching right now, so you're getting more.
Well, good. I know that other YouTube artists go longer. I just want to check in.
Oh, Tinker's asking, what's the guy's name that usually gets brought up? Chase, question mark?
Oh, Chase Man.
Is that boyfriend or cat? Always wondered.
Oh.
That is my boyfriend, and then we have 2 cats together. So that's where it would be mixed up. And we have Mango and Maya, our 2 girl sister kitties. So Chase's boyfriend, who's very nice and always drops some form of a super chat. I think he has never missed a live.
He isn't technically one of my kids. I have a favorite son and a favorite daughter, but boy, he feels like one of my kids. So he'll have to be my favorite Chase Man, just because I suppose technically.
Favorite son-in-law?
Yeah.
Not yet, but.
Oh, he feels like he's one of mine. I don't think of him as other. But I don't know how do I solve that problem? He's my favorite Chase Man. I always call him Chase Man. I've been doing that for quite a while. If he hates it, he's rather stuck with it.
Yeah, you got you put it on his present or whatever.
Did I?
Yeah, remember we got that thing engraved in it, or the little.
Oh yeah,
controller
his controller, his game
and then,
controller.
Yeah, and it says Chase Man with an exclamation mark.
He's my Chase Man.
Yes, Tammy, just boyfriend. We have been dating for like
You were
9 years.
Almost 7, not quite 17.
I was a month away from being 17. So.
He's been in my life, in your life, a long time.
Yeah. We've been dating a very long time. So it feels weird to be like,
he's a good guy.
my boyfriend. Because, like, we've been dating for a lot longer than.
Well, some of it is like just money and practicality and.
Yeah.
Gotta do what you can afford and do.
Yeah. Oh, Freckle is emerging.
Freckles was in her little hut behaving.
She was. Even through the fiasco of me leaving, and she didn't come and check on me at all. Hi, Bubba. What's up? I'm trying to give you a place to hop up.
That scares me how light it is, but maybe it's going to be okay.
Come on.
Am I getting too donut holy? Maybe we need to... That's like an upside down G. I totally put a notch in this lily pad that got lost. Because I covered over it. But at least I showed you how to notch them on the other one.
She can't get up. Oh, come on.
Is it too high for her to jump?
I think
Well,
so.
maybe just keep blocking
there we go.
her. Because then she messes with your microphone.
Yeah, but she's so nice.
It was so nice of her to take a nap.
Usually so nice, except for when she like wants to be crawling on my computer and I don't want her to be.
Yeah, she wants attention. She did not like it when I was gone all day. The one day at the gallery.
Mm-hmm. Well, you screwed with her schedule.
She slept too much.
Yeah.
was just trying to lighten that up a little bit, but I don't know if I'm really succeeding, and I'm kind of making a mess. I think I might need to stop here. I need to step back.
Mm-hmm. I love the lily pads.
Are they looking okay? Because they have like lots of
They feel more like bouncy, or like
that's
less flat.
Actually, I noticed in the photo we could even like do this.
Cindy W is asking, what's the difference between using matte medium and glazing liquid?
Probably really nothing. It depends. It's going to vary per brand a little bit. The glazing liquid might be shiny, glossy. It might not be.
Mm-hmm.
In Liquitex it is, and I just like the matte because then when it dries, I have one look at my painting. I don't have shiny spots talking to me because I get cranky. That's the only reason. Water can work too. Matte medium or glazing medium will ensure that your paints and pigments are sticking to each other. There's a point where you're using too much water, and I don't know what that point is because I just do some really thin stuff, and then I put a gel gloss isolation layer on it, and then I varnish it, and it seems like it glues itself together. I've never had problems. So the difference might be nothing in that whole speech. It might be shiny. It's going to vary per brand. Those are the top tips there. I always over-explain, Emily.
I think I stopped listening.
Stop listening. Glazing medium might just be shiny, and it might be exactly the same thing, just a different brand.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really easy answer.
Yeah.
Right there. Stop. Full stop.
It's when you repeat things, repetition helps it stick in your brain.
Oh, yeah. That's a nice way to look at it.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting a hug right now.
Are you?
Yeah. And her paw keeps like stretching out, and then she's kind of like half kneading, making biscuits. Oh, she's leaving me because I spoke about it.
So like this lily pad has all kinds of little dark things. I don't know what those are. And like little edges. Hopefully it's on camera. We could do more of that. I don't know if we want to do more of that. But see, then what's going to bug me is I don't want that whole line there. Oh, I've kind of lost my light color. I'll break that line up. And then that's more paint than I want. So I could grab water. Since I have glazing medium, I just grab some glazing medium. Or matte medium. Now I'm calling it the wrong name. Just kind of scumble it out. I don't know. Do we want to put edges around our donuts? Maybe we do need to. Put some.
Yeah. A little irregular.
The only thing is then you kind of need to I'm going to grab some white. Oh, maybe not that much white. Maybe some white. I've got blue-green color up there. So I'm mixing a little white and blue-green. I'm going to turn it. It's a little closer. Another thing that's happening is my paints are drying out. I haven't misted them. Just kind of blending it in. I don't know that the lily pads had that much on the top of them. Oh, I know what we could do. Maybe it'll help us. Oh, here, finish one thought first. Maybe I need a little darker blue there.
Tammy says, it's funny how different regions has different looking lily pads. Yours look more like the ones in the south, but I watched a tutorial the other day that was barely recognizable as a lily pad. I didn't know they were different.
I saw some that looked like, I don't know if they were lily pads, but they looked like bowls with edges on them. Look.
Now I gotta look.
I have no idea. This is my first lily pad adventure, which is where a reference photo really helps me.
Because I kind of picture, I think the lily pads I've seen around here are like the ones you're painting too.
Yeah. Like in a garden type.
Ooh. Yeah, she hit the ground hard.
I think it hurts too when she jumps
Yeah.
down. Squeezes the air out of her.
Yeah, she just loses all air.
So what I was thinking is like there's some radials maybe. I can't really see it in my reference photo. Like there's a dent here, like there might be some sections. So like they get triangles in them. Here, we'll see what happens. Like kind of like that maybe, and then you kind of.
Oh yeah, there are ones that are like perfectly round. Oh my gosh, yeah, bowl. It literally has like a like edges all the way around, like a bowl.
Like a bowl.
More like a tray. If we're getting real descriptive.
Like a tray.
It is like a tray because it's like flat and then just has like a inch rim kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm not getting what I want on this one.
There's crinkly ones. Huh. Wow, that's big. There's a child sitting in it.
Oh, interesting.
Like that's how big it is. There is a small child sitting in the center of the lily pad.
I keep trying to get a darker color, but not too dark, and I keep missing the boat. And I think my paint just dried all the way through. But I think I think the ones in this photo have some sections to them.
Mm-hmm.
Which I was trying to kind of hint at here, but not too much. And I don't want an X. I'm kind of getting an X.
Funny.
There. I just kind of got rid of the middle of my X.
So we've kind of got the giant bowl lilies. I think there's small bowl lilies. There's jagged lilies, and then there's like the perfectly round lilies.
They're perfectly round?
Or just, well, like, their edges aren't jagged, I guess.
Oh. So I've got a little something going on where I've got a little jaggy, a little round.
Yeah, there's like the crinkly, jaggy ones are probably what I see most.
Like the ones in the reference photo?
Yeah. But, I hear Freckles' mouse. But, there are like roundy ones.
So I could leave them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's good to know. Because sometimes people won't buy something because it's like it's not the right lily pad. Which I'm like, well, it's just not the painting for you.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that's interesting. Like try to stay regional for me. So I'm not painting a bunch of paintings with no homes.
Mm-hmm.
I like it when they find a home.
Suzanne says, I have to say goodbye. It was nice talking to everyone. See you next week. Annie and Emily, stay safe.
Bye. Thank you for
Bye-bye.
coming. Yeah,
Thanks for coming. Yeah, we're going long today.
Well, and I could stop, but I keep thinking of things we could kind of do.
Yeah, I keep liking the touches you're adding. Like the little warm in it is nice.
So here's a neat little trick you can do is put triangles in your painting. They don't have to be exact triangles, but it'll help point you in.
And Tinker says, I put a drop of glazing liquid over each glob of paint when I first put them on my palette. It helps keep them wet longer, in my experience.
Yeah, so when I mist them, the water actually can dry them out quicker.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you're probably technically just breaking it down a little.
Well, and the water dries faster than the medium.
That too.
Yeah. Yep. See, and I don't always want them to be transparent. Well, and I'm lazy. Let's just get right down to it. You like that? Yes. So here, this is helping my painting. I've got like a little directional thing going here. You don't need it. This thing is like screaming at us. And then I've got a little directional thing going here. So now I'm starting to think painting design. We want to just quit. And I'm also bringing up values. That's kind of smart. I kind of want to bring this one behind here. It's so dark up. Oh, do I need to mix paint? That was a little bit of a sigh. My yellow is doing pretty good. I must have put it out more recently. I wonder if people can hear me breathing sometimes.
I don't know. Tinker says, or not Tinker, Angela says, to Tinker, I did that with the Liquitex matte medium before I had my Stay Wet palette.
Yeah.
They both pretty much work the same, just glossy or matte. It does help them stay moist a lot longer.
I would think it would. I just don't want to. I'm funny about the transparency. Because it'll make, if whatever you add to your paint will make it more transparent. Water, medium. Which isn't a bad thing. Maybe it's because I haven't done, it's just a habit. Habit and probably lazy. I think I'm going to bring that up with a smidge of white. Well, someday Emily will have a couple of setups and Stay Wet palette. And
Yeah.
I think Ginger Cook has a smaller Stay Wet palette. I need to watch her. See what she's up to. So I've already lightened this once and it just darkened right back up on me. Are you laughing at Freckles?
No, you lighten it up and then it just darkened right back up.
Yeah, because it looks, I think I did it and it's like, oh, that was the same color. And then actually what I might do is just go darker around it. But this is why I always say layers are your best friend. I'm just going to paint the shape in there a little bit and not worry about whether it's a lily pad. I'm following the lily pad shape. And I think that might, oh, I might not like that. That might help and it might not. But I totally lost it. So a little white, a little yellow.
I like the little lily folds.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
It's to the point where I really need to just stop and then paint it tomorrow some more. You know, I've painted long enough. Oh, that's another reason why I worry about the time is you kind of run out of gas sometimes. Some people might be able to go longer. It's almost like I'm coloring with a color pencil. That's better. Oh, I should look on the video, on the live. Oh, we're pretty dark over here, but I don't know if I mind that. Should we get rid of the X? Is that annoying?
On the one lily?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Maybe just one more needs that. I kind of like it because
Go ahead.
he looks a little like, not sunken, but
Yeah. Yeah, it does. The dark recedes, the light comes out. Maybe I need a little, Oops.
Bonita says, another great video, ladies. Gotta run. Be well. With a little heart emoji.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, this one's going long. I'm just playing now. It really should be done.
It's turning into the frog all over again.
Yeah. Oops, I just defeated my purpose there. Let's break that up a little bit. There, is that a little less sunken? You have to wait for the... Maybe it's because I've got such strong lines. I'm going to change it again. Here, we'll kind of X this one.
Angela asks, Annie, would it be okay to send a small gift shipped to the address that was listed on the flag I won?
Oh, sure. Thank you. Yeah, you got my address.
Yes.
Thanks for not confirming it live.
Would it be okay if I shipped to blah, 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 blah?
I would do that. I would totally.
I would totally. I've next to near done that. Yeah. Like I think about it and I'm like, oh yeah, off of this street. I'm like, oh,
You
don't say
forget that you're live.
Mm-hmm.
I forget that I'm live. I think I'm done. What do you guys think? I think it's pretty. It's like there's a spotlight right on that flower.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Em? Does it need more?
I like him. He looks cute. Here, do like a close-up, like a screenshot or whatever you call it.
Okay, then it's like every artist I think does this. I'm done. Oh,
I'm done. Add more. I'm
I
done.
looked at the live, so I get this one way to step back from it.
Mhm.
I really kind of lost a lot of things there, but I don't know if it matters. Screenshot.
Screenshot it.
I'm trying to see the top of my phone. Sorry, guys. Trying to get it all in. Boy, I don't need to pick it up much.
Cute.
I am laughing. Okay, I'll go closer for the flower.
Mm-hmm.
Thank gosh you can pause the video in the replay, and I think you can do it live too.
Yep.
I think that's pretty close to done. We could play with it some more. I could bring those lily pads up in color even more. We could put more browns in them.
Mm-hmm.
The link to this reference photo, it's on Pixabay, and the link is in this video description. Anybody want to say anything else before I say goodbye? Oh, you know what I should have done like an hour ago?
Spray.
Give it a good mist.
Yeah.
It needs to go in its little baggie.
Yeah, it's still really dry out. The flurries stopped.
Oh, did they?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody want to say anything?
I haven't seen anything new come into the chat, but I also, by the time you're mentioning it, people are probably just hearing the first part of the question.
Well, I hope you like this one. I've got lily pads on there. Like if you don't like that one, just leave it off. Or like you want to straighten that one out a little bit. Or use them all. Whatever works for you guys. I think this would be a fun one to paint. And stop any time or go as long as you like with as many details or as few details as you like. I'm looking at this now and thinking I want to lighten my water up a little bit at the top maybe. Get a little more more lift.
A little more, yeah.
I think I got it on this one.
Yeah, I really like the...
But it's hard to tell because I don't have all the other stuff on it. But I think I got a little more lift, a little more distance going. Okay, guys, I keep saying I'm going to hang up. Thank you for all your support and friendship. I just love it. It's so fun to hang out with you guys. Great big happy art hugs, and I hope to chat with you soon. Bye, guys.